Right, start time. Don't ask me why the hell on this side it looks like that. I don't know what's going on with this. I ain't got a clue what's going on with this camera. Because the thing is, I dropped. Oh, my tea's over there. One sec. The thing is, I dropped my tablet when I got out of my car outside my mum's house. Obviously, the tablet was closed and that. And since then, so that was on Friday night. Yeah, I done a mentoring session yesterday. There weren't no problems with the cameras. I don't know what's going on. Right, let's do some streaming now. But yeah, I'm good. Respect to the man them that's already in the chat watching. Right, let's go. So a guy on TikTok, he said, Jay, this inspection and testing exam is impossible. No, it's not. I ain't some ultra high level IQ individual. I'm not Einstein. I'm not related to Tesla. And I did it. And I passed it. Yeah, it's very difficult. But you know what? You want what is difficult. You don't want anything that's easy. Would you want a chick that's been passed around, dealt with 20, 30, 40 man? Or would you rather a chick that's just dealt with 2 guys? Because she's not easy. You don't want nothing that comes easy in life. You want things that are hard so that, you know, even when you get there, you can be like, you know what? I mean that no one else was able to, or only a finite amount of people was able to achieve this. Yeah, you want life to be difficult. You want success to be difficult. imagine, yeah, anyone can be like, well, anyone can become a millionaire if they try. But what I'm saying is, imagine if you just, you know, study for a week and then you pass some exam and then you're a millionaire. A millionaire wouldn't, being a millionaire, that status wouldn't mean anything. Even like now, Instagram, anyone can get a blue check now. What? Why would I want a blue check now? Doesn't mean anything. You got a man that's got 50 followers with a blue check. It don't mean nothing now. Now, I'm not saying your life is going to be better with a blue check. Don't get it twisted. But what's the point of having a blue check if anyone can get it? Now, if they brought out a red check, which is the equivalent of the old school blue check, then yeah. But, you know, like when I saw everyone getting these blue checks now, I'm seeing a guy with fucking 4 followers got a blue check. And I'm like, why the hell do I need a blue check? Doesn't make no sense. It's not worth anything. So how many people? So we got 3 here, we got 6 here, we got 12 here. Big up man like Lano J. Yeah, respect. Yeah, man. You see that purchase there? The most recent one, obviously the property that I got yesterday. That was solely an ego-driven purchase. I saw the property was up for sale, and I was like, I'm buying that property. Because basically, before this guy bought the property, them people there, they must have put it up for sale on Slide. So the people them that live next door, they put it up for sale on Slide. Yeah, I don't know. They did not have the sign outside saying for sale, nothing like that. So you know, if I knew it was for sale back then, like, so basically, I think they put it up for sale in 2023 November. Yeah, 2023 November. I would have tried to grab it off of them because it was much cheaper back then as well. They sold it for cheap. Yeah, that was just basically an ego-driven purchase. I'm like, you know what? I want to buy the property next door. So yeah, that's what I did. Now the heater's too flipping hot. I know certain people. Actually, let me turn the heater down at least. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I know there's certain people right now. What? It's fucking summer, mate. I ain't putting on fucking heating until November. Listen, I don't give a damn what time of the year it is. If I'm cold, the heating is going on. Any of you look like Nadia's not going to be in this live stream today, probably not. But any of you lot ask Nadia, in the summer, I would put the heating on. I don't give a damn if it's summer. Listen, if I'm cold, the heating's coming on. Told you already, I went to a woman's house one time and I can't remember. She said, "Oh, aren't you cold?" Because I was just in a t-shirt and that, whatever. And I was like, "I'll put the heating on." Because basically, I turned up to her house in a t-shirt. It was winter, and she's like, "Aren't you cold?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "I'm in a cardigan and I'm cold." Yeah. And I will put the heating on. I said, "No. I'm not putting on the heating until December or something. Let's say it was October. I'm not putting on the heating until December." I'm thinking, yo, I'm not waiting for a specific day or date to put the heating on. If I'm cold, I'm putting on the heating. I don't sit in cold environments. Do you know what's mad? Yeah, that's kind of crazy stuff. I'll get back to that in a sec. Let me see these comments. Appreciate the content. Was recently in an accident where I needed surgery. Currently recovering. I'm going to physiotherapy with binging your past live streams and TikToks. Yeah, come on, man. JYC, is it okay to work a warehouse job for a year to get some money at age of 23 years old? I mean, you need to look to get yourself some sort of skill or trade, man. Get yourself or at least a sales job where you can earn a decent amount of money. What do you think of Airbnb sourcing? I mean, yo, listen, I told you already so many times, yeah. I'm not one of these people who think about jumping on other people's thing. Buy your own property and then do Airbnb. Yeah. Stop trying to jump on other people's thing, man. Big up Rick Porter. Yeah, maybe try to buy up in Northampton or Birmingham or something. I think my ex has passed. Should I call to check on her? I mean, what's the point? If she's passed, she's passed. You will find out sooner or later. But really and truly, I don't think she's passed. You know, I think you're missing her so much that you ain't, because you ain't seen her on social media and that. Now you want to go and check. You just want an excuse to contact the girl. Why would you think that your ex has passed away? That is so weird. How can a man say, bro, you recorded on CCTV, you know, because he's talking about how shit the quality is. Nah, I just got a shit quality phone. You do mentoring. Yeah. Literally done a mentoring session yesterday. Big up Jada. Done a mentoring session yesterday. Right, yo, Jay, do you think telecoms engineering 5 is a good career? I'm 23 months, changed my life. No kids. Live probably at yard or live in your own yard. I mean, how much are they paying for the telecoms engineering? Would you have a boxing fight for 10K? Yeah, why not? As long as I can put a head guard on. I don't want to get fucking brain damage or nothing like that. Oh shit! So someone saw me today on someone saw me on my bike in Edmonton on Sunday. Yeah. Do you know what? There's something wrong with the flipping exhaust, you know. Where the hell was you? But yeah, literally that was me on the bike. That's the first time I've ridden this bike since it's this year. Because basically I took the bike out, I think a day or two before Christmas. So I was riding around. I took it from my estate, went to Enfield town. Then I thought, all right, boom, let me go hit the M25 quickly. As I got to the junction, so basically I've come from where like the Cineworld Cinema is. If you keep that on your left, I took a left, heading towards M25, got to where the Krispy Kreme junction is, stopped at the lights, boom, the bike just cut out. And that was the last time I rode the bike. What it was is I thought there was something wrong with the alternator again. It was just the battery was mad low. But at the same time, like once you get the bike started and you're riding it, and obviously motorbike, bare revving and that, you know it's gonna be, it should be charging the battery, but I don't know, something wrong with it. The bike just cut out. But yeah, it does make a weird clicking sound still. I don't even know what that's about. But yeah, literally that was me still. That's how you know, man's getting spotted all the time, boy. I ain't even got my face exposed and that. My man just see the bike and like, oh, that must be Jay. Would you say you're a millionaire? No, not yet. I've got £1 million property portfolio now, but I'm not a millionaire. Because in order to be a millionaire, you need to be able to sell all your assets. And once you sell your assets and then you pay off all your debts, then you have £1 million. So you don't have to be a millionaire in terms of £1 million in cash, yeah. But you have to be able to, if you got together all of your assets, everything you owned, sold them off and paid off any debts that you owe, If you're a millionaire, if you would have £1 million, then you're a millionaire. If not, you're not officially a millionaire. You can say you got assets worth a millionaire. You can be an asset value millionaire or something. You're not a proper millionaire without being able to sell all of your assets and come up with £1 million. But if I sold all my assets, I could come up with about 200 grand. But literally, I just released a video. You lot probably won't see it yet, but it's on my JY's TV TikTok account, the original one, the first one. I'm in 800k worth of debt. 800 grand worth of debt I'm in, and I don't care. I don't care. I'll be in £2 million worth of debt and sleep good. Don't give a shit. Sleep good. Yes, Jada. Big up, Jada. Respect. Yeah, I don't care. I will be in 600 grand. 6 mil worth of 6 million worth of debt. I don't care because it's good debt. Now, if I was in 800 grand worth of bad debt because I took out a Ferrari that I crashed and for some reason the insurance company's not paying out, so I have to pay that money back. Yeah, you damn right. I'll be losing sleep. But this is good debt because the debt is going to increase in value over the coming years. After 5 years, boom, these properties that I've got, they're going to be worth X amount on top of what they're worth now. Then you can pull out money and go and buy some more properties. On a serious note, how do you manage an 80-hour work week? Yeah, it is fucking tough. It's tough. Like, even when I was at the infamous Holborn job, yeah, like, I was doing 78 hours, sometimes 80 hours. But I was in the office sitting down. My team, they were working. Now, don't get it twisted. I don't know some of them, man, they was just sitting on the floor because this was an apartment complex, yeah? So there's bare apartments, say 60 apartments, probably more than that. I know some of them were just sitting on the floor, which is cool. As long as they get the task complete, then you can sit down on the floor. Big up man like Jamal and Valentine. I used to, so when we used to work till 8 p.m., we'd start at like 8 a.m. in the morning. Obviously, you know, you work for a few hours, then you have your lunch break, come back, work for a few more hours, and then you go home. Well, the normal people went home at 5 p.m. The stragglers, the lazy people went home at 5 p.m. I used to say to them, man, they're like the people that were on my team, yeah? Like, because at 5 o'clock, we'll have like a little break. So they will come back at like 6 o'clock or whatever, and I'm like, right, now the real shift starts. So they will say to me just before the 5 o'clock or 5:30 break, Jay, when we come back from break, can you switch on the power? Because basically I had two roles at my at the infamous Holborn job. I was a testing manager and I used to turn on power. So I was a very important person on the construction site. If I didn't turn up to work, certain people could not do their job, like other trades, because they needed power in certain rooms. And I was the person that was authorized to do it. So certain man, they will come, will say to me, Jay, after break, can you put the power on and that? I'm like, cool. So I'm like, what room you in? Oh, what, S705? Okay, cool. Go up to S705. I'll turn on the power, knowing that them lot have only got like 30 minutes worth of work, but there's still 2 hours left because we're not going until 8. I'll be like, I see you lot back at 8 o'clock. That means do your 30 minutes worth of work and just sit down and chill out. There's other managers. I never understood this, yeah. They want to push their staff to the limit. Yo, if your staff are completing their task, let them sit down and do nothing. Obviously, if they're not completing their task, then obviously. But if they're completing their task and work is getting done, let them sit down and do nothing. They'll be more motivated to work when they know if they work quickly, they can sit down for an hour and get paid to play on their phone, to sit on their ass. Rather than Jay is pushing us to the limit. He's working us like a fucking donkey. I was the best manager ever. I remember some stupid manager, same job, infamous Holborn job. I used to sit down with my staff at lunchtime, yeah? I used to sit down with them and eat with them. One manager said, "Oh, you know, usually supervisors and managers don't sit with the staff." I said, "Yeah, that's other supervisors and managers. I'm one of the boys." I told them, "Look, yo, I'm your manager and that, but I'm still one of you guys. Don't think there's some like sort of tribal thing going on. And I'm one of you guys. I even used to go and work with them sometimes. Every now and then I'll get bored in the office. I'll go out there and like, oh, what stage are we at? Boom. Sometimes they will call me if they have a problem, like, oh, they can't find a fault and that, and I'll go and help them." Yeah, man. I was the best manager ever. And even one time, I heard there was some little bullying going on my team. I rounded up everyone, 12 man in one room. It's like, blood, any of you that I catch bullying any of my other teammates, you're gone. I'm not having none of my staff come to work and feel afraid. I even told my tenants, I've had people come for viewings and that, and they're talking about like, yeah, in their past house that they lived in, like there was, like, they didn't say it directly and that. It's got nothing to do with me. This is somewhere that they lived. I don't know about this place. Something about some bullying and that. I'm like, yo, don't worry. If anyone's doing any bullying, it's me. Yeah. You don't need to be afraid of none of your housemates. You got a problem, come to me. I will go down there and fix that situation ASAP. Trust me. I'm not having no one feel uncomfortable in the house that they live in. No way. Absolutely not. But yeah, I remember one time, like, so basically I had the infamous Holman job. I got kicked off the construction site because they saw my videos, like my JY's TV videos on YouTube. Yeah. So they kicked me off the site. And I managed to escape back onto the construction. I escaped from the next construction site that they sent me to. So the same company kicked me off of one site, put me onto another one. I came back, and yeah, my team said to me, one of the guys on my team said, "Ah, listen, yeah, we don't want to work for no other managers. Like, you know, if we can we come work for you at other construction sites?" And I was like, "Oh, that's nice." Because most managers in construction, or most managers in general, are assholes. My team, they wanted to work with me. They wanted to follow me to the next construction site because they know I look after them. Man, you got to look after your people, man. Right, let me see. How do I join your mentoring? Just send me a message on Instagram. Take it from there. Would you ever get a Rolex? Nope. Someone say, "Jay, I have the same mug as you." No, you don't. What does the mug say? What does the mug say? You're lying. You ain't got no damn same mug as me. Big up A. Crislow. He just finished his level 2 electrical. Do you know what? Yeah, the electricians, they're gonna be pissed off with me because I've saturated the market now. There's gonna be so many more electricians walking around in England and the rest of the UK because of JY's TV. You know, I've messed up the market, but to be fair, there's plenty of work out there. Would you say you're financially free? Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. If you lost it all, where would you start now? So big up Glody. I done that podcast the other day. I actually done a podcast on Sunday. So I don't know, maybe in about 2 weeks' time, a new podcast should come out. Funny enough, the guy that brought me onto his podcast, he's a tradesman. I inspired him to be a tradesman. I also inspired him to keep going. I don't know him. I don't know him from nowhere. I've never seen him before. He just watched my videos, and I don't know how he discovered my content. But yeah, he brought me on. One sec. Yeah. So he brought me on. So anyway, the previous podcast that I was on earlier in the month, well, March, big up Glody. He asked me a question like, you know, what would you do if you lost it all? Something like that. I don't know. And I said to him, it doesn't matter if I lost it all. You can take my money, you can take my properties, you know, you can take my house, whatever. I'm still an electrician. So I can always just start being an electrician. Now, obviously, if a man took my skill of being an electrician away, then I probably would go and retrain it as some sort of, you know, tradesperson or something like that, and just start off again. Right, the stream has just died because the battery's flipping died. So I'm only streaming on JY's TV 2.0 and YouTube now. That happened last time as well. I need to get a new phone. So someone thinks I'm talking shit. Man said he has 6 property, but assets only 200. 30 waffles. Okay. You obviously don't understand, yeah, that there's still a lot of debt on these properties that haven't been paid off for yet. But you know what it is? You see, when someone doubts your success or someone else's success, it's because they don't have that level of success. If I say to someone, oh, I have 6 properties, and they don't believe me, I know it's because they don't have 6 properties or 5 properties or 4 properties. Because I promise you, if someone like Samuel Leeds, Rob Moore, or Ahmed Khan saw one of my videos and I said, yeah, I've got 6 properties and that, they will believe me. Do you know why? Because they've got way more than me, so they know it's done. When someone doesn't believe it can be done, it means they ain't done it themselves. That's it. It's as simple as that. If someone doesn't believe that they can, someone else can run a business and be earning 500 grand a year, it's because they're not running a business that's turning over any money. They're not running on no business at all. So that's the figure. You have to understand that when people doubt other people's success, they're actually doubting themselves. They don't believe it can be done. So therefore, they don't believe in their own capabilities. Crazy. Me, maybe I'm gullible, but if someone tells me, oh yeah, you know, I got 10 property or whatever, and I'll believe them. Do you know why? Because I know it can be done. So it doesn't really matter whether they're lying or not. I know there is someone else that probably looks like this person that's actually doing it. I can't lie. I don't think, but this is a good comment. I can't lie. I don't think being an electrician is enough to live a decent life anymore. You need more. Let me tell you something right now. There is no electrician that gets up in the morning, drives his car to the depot, drives around in a company vehicle for 8.5 to 9 hours, does his little jobs in between, and walks away with a 40k salary that, you know, he lives in a mansion with a pool at the front and a pool at the back, with a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Bentley. You're not going to be rich being an electrician. You need to do more, but it's just a good stepping stone. You're never going to become rich and wealthy just being an electrician. You can become rich and wealthy having an electrical company where you employ people to work for you. Yeah, you can. But anything really, you're not going to become rich trading your time for money. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be being a barber. It could be driving a lorry. It could be being a doctor. You're not going to become rich and wealthy being a doctor. How much do doctors earn? 80 to 100 grand? Experienced doctors that have been doing it for 20 years? That ain't no crazy money. We're on a fucking cost of living crisis and that, man. 80 to 100 grand a year is not no crazy money. This ain't the early 2000s and that. So you need to find a way to scale your time. You can't be trading time for money and expect to become rich unless you're ripping people off. And that's not ethical. Well, you want to base your whole fortune and your whole net worth over ripping people off. Ah, man. The only way you could become rich off of being an electrician is if you charge £500 per socket and you do 50 a day. Yeah? They're obviously going to be mega rich in that. But other than that, you need to find a way to scale your time. You need to find a way to maybe not, when I say entertain, I don't mean entertaining it, but basically press one if you know who Terry Crews is from White Chicks. He was talking in one video that I saw pop up on either TikTok or Instagram. And he said, someone said to him, why do doctors get paid more than footballers? Like, doctors should get paid more than footballers because they're smarter, they're helping people and that, whatever. And he said, it's very simple. More people watch footballers than people go to see the doctor. And it's right. How many people can a doctor see in a day? 20 max? Imagine a private doctor, yeah, who charges every client that he sees £100 and he sees 20 in a day. What's that? 20 grand, whatever. Sorry, £2,000 a day. So you're only going to make £2,000 a day. Now, obviously, footballers don't play football every single day. But when they do play football, look how many people watch them on YouTube. Because obviously you could probably stream it for free on YouTube or stream it on YouTube. BBC iPlayer, live TV, go to watch the games and that. So many people are invested in football. That's why footballers will make more money than doctors, because it's all about getting people to sit down and watch you. That's why YouTubers make more money than doctors. A YouTuber can make 2-3 grand a day easily. Like the top level YouTubers and that. Do you know why? Because they have millions of people watching their videos every single day. A doctor don't have millions of people coming to see him every single day. There just will not be enough time, because that doctor is trading time for money. That's why I don't even care about my job. I don't care about my job because I'm trading time for money. Once I do one job and I get paid and I submit the certificate, that's it, it's done. These videos, I can do a 2-hour live stream and get about 40 clips out of it minimum. Each clip, if I really wanted to be creative, I can make five versions of those clips. So 40 times 5, I can make 200 clips if I really wanted to. If I really wanted to. Once you do one job, 1 hour, 2 hours, and now, okay, you've just traded time for money. You can't do nothing with that. Bro, how you got 5 properties but not a net worth of $500,000? Because my properties are still young in terms of I haven't had them for that long. Most of my properties, I bought them in the last 3 years. Hold on a minute. Since 2022, I've bought 3 properties, 4 properties. Yeah, I think I bought 4 properties. My properties haven't been around long enough to increase in value that much. So I'm not going to have a $500,000 net worth. Net worth is when you sell all of your assets or you sell all of whatever you own and you pay off all of your debts. My net worth is probably just over 200 grand. Be 200 grand million. 200 grand minimum. But obviously, you know nothing about property and that's why you think, oh, how the hell has he got X amount, but he ain't got over 500 grand? How much do you got in net worth? Yeah. I said 999 credit score. No, my credit score is not 999. It's 977. Almost there. Have you ever refinanced any of your houses? Yeah. My first house, I done a refinance on that. So I could have pulled out like 40 grand, but I can't remember what the issue was. I couldn't pull out 40 grand. I ended up pulling out after I paid the early redemption charge, which was like 5 grand or something, 3 grand. I pulled out 28 grand and I went and I bought this house with 28 grand. Now, obviously, this house didn't cost me 28 grand in the deposit. This house only cost me 18,000 in the deposit. But yeah, so I refinanced this my first house, and I was able to buy this house. Now, obviously, I ain't gonna be able to do no refinancing for a little while. Actually, to be fair, my first buy to let, I could do a refinance on that, maybe pull out like 20, 30 grand. I'll see. I'll see. But yeah, all of my other properties, the two buy to lets that are next to each other, well, they ain't gonna have gone up in value that much because I bought them 2 years ago. This is not London, yeah, where the house prices they go up every day. Yeah, this is Northampton. They don't go up that fast, innit? So it's gonna take a while for the properties to go up in value. But I'm telling you, obviously, you don't want to have to wait until you're 50 to become a millionaire. But yo, in 20 years' time, when I'm 50 or 52, yo, I'm gonna be worth way over a million. Way over a million. Imagine, yeah, like, let's just say, yeah, my two houses that are next to each other. So I've got my original house, and then, so my first house, that's my original house. And then obviously I've recently bought the house next to it. So property 1 and property 6, they're next to each other, yeah? They're both worth 210 a piece. That's off today. In 20 years' time, yo, them properties there are gonna be worth like probably 600 grand or something. I don't know, innit? Yeah. Them two there, let's even call it 500 grand. Them two there, that's £1 million right then and there. Boom. That's not including 4 other properties that I've got. This one here, again, in 20 years' time, be worth 500 grand because this property here is worth more than both of them, not together, but on their own, because this property here is in a little bit of a nicer area, allegedly. So yeah, this property here will be worth 500. So with my 3 houses alone, I'm at 1.5 mil in 20 years. Then my 3 flats, let's say in 20 years, humbly, I could say they will be worth 350 a piece. Yeah, 350 a piece. So 3 freezers, 900 plus 1.5, that's 1.5 mil. I could say, yeah, in 20 years' time, I could potentially be worth 3 mil. Potentially. I don't know. Depends. Depends. Definitely a mil. A mil, come on, man. No problem, a mil. When are you gonna flip a property? Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I should really get into that. I don't know why I ain't done it yet. I need to look into bridging loans and that. Houses are expensive in London or near them. Even more expensive. So how are you telling me you got 5 properties? It's so funny. That's how you know people, yeah, they don't watch your videos and then they just go off a little 10-minute whatever you said for 10 minutes and that. Yo, my properties are not in London. I couldn't afford to do this in London. If I could, I would. My properties are in Northampton, where you can buy a house for 250. Now, my houses, the 2 that are next to each other, they're worth 210 each. This one here probably worth 230 or something like that. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper in Northampton. It's not, they're not in London. They're in Northampton. In Northampton is much cheaper. You could buy a 1-bed flat in Northampton for 140 grand. You can buy a 3-bed house in Northampton for 210, 250 now. No, I mean, to be fair, I was looking on Zoopla earlier. I don't want to get too ahead of myself looking at buying another property now. But yeah, you can get a 3-bed house, yeah, probably 200 grand again. Yeah, 200 grand. Obviously, prices can be negotiated in that. But it just depends on the area, innit? Do you buy them in a limited company or personal name? I've got 1 property in a limited company. So where I've got the 2 flats that are opposite each other, one of them is in a limited company. So Jada said, should I buy my mum's house through the rent to buy scheme? My name on her and her name on the property. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, why not? take advantage of the discount. But the reason why you really want to actually buy the property and that is so that, you know, you get at a discount, so you're automatically in profit. And then at some point, you have to speak to a mortgage broker, because I don't know how it works with regular properties. Sorry, I don't know how it works with council properties and that. But you should be able to just treat it like a normal property in terms of refinancing it. So to be fair, if you buy your mum's house, which is a council house, at a discount, I think, fucking fly, I think within like 6 months, you can refinance it. So yeah, definitely buy it. I think you said you're in Birmingham or something like that, ain't it? You got an accent and that. So yeah, buy the property in Birmingham or wherever you're based and that. And then when you can, refinance it, pull out like 30 grand, go and buy another property. Boom. Yeah, you got to learn how to play the game in this property thing, man. Take advantage. When are you going to stop being an electrician? When I don't need to depend on an income. That's when I'll stop being an electrician. Oh my God, this person asked them. I mean, I was going to say a good question. It's a very silly question, but it has a very serious answer. So this person, their name is Say What, asked, are most people the best version of themselves? Hell fucking no. How can you be the best version of yourself when you're living in a council house, when you're smoking weed, constantly intoxicated, constantly watching dirty things on dirty websites? How can you be the best version of yourself? Impossible. How can you be the best version of yourself and your credit score isn't above 500 or 600? How can you be the best version of yourself and you're living in a freezing cold house? How can you be the best version of yourself when you don't want to answer unknown numbers because you're scared it's a bailiff? I remember there was one time I phoned up this tenant, or maybe I didn't phone up the tenant. Maybe I didn't, because I usually phone the tenants. But anyway, I went to this woman's house, knocked on the door. She answered the door. I said, "You're right, I'm the electrician." She said, "Oh, Jesus Christ." I said, "What?" She's like, "I thought you was a bailiff." Like, this is the shit that, this is the situation that people are in, you know. I'm knocking on their door because obviously I drive my car. I don't have a van. Yeah. So it's not even like I'm in a white van. I'm just in a car. Knocked on the woman's door. She answered the door. I said, "Yeah, you're right. I'm the electrician." Oh, Jesus Christ. I said, "What?" She said, I thought you was a bailiff." This is the sort of situation people are in. So 99.9% of people are not the best version of themselves. When I say the best version of themselves, I don't even mean 10 out of 10. They're not even operating at like an 8 out of 10. Most people are failing themselves. Most people are the worst version of themselves. Most people, if they were honest, if they looked in the mirror and they asked themselves, if I died, they're asking themselves in the mirror, if you died, if I died, would you want to come back in this reality? Most people will say no. Most people do not like the life they live in. If I died and came back to this reality, I would be fucking happy. My life can't get any better. I don't need to drive a Ferrari and I don't need to have a big mansion with a pool out the front and a pool out the back. My life cannot get no better. Apart from maybe having to get up and go running. Yeah, but you know what? That has to be done. Yeah? My life can't get no better. Most people, if they died and came back to life, they would not want to live this reality. My life can't get no better. I don't need to have a yacht. I don't need a fucking Rolex. I don't want a Rolex. I'm not interested. I don't need a Lamborghini. Yeah. My life cannot get any better because the things that I've just mentioned are things that I don't need. Yeah. You don't need a Lamborghini. You need a decent, reliable car that looks decent. Like I said, most people, they are not living their best life. Most people, if they died and came back to life, they would not want to live this reality. No way. Do you wish you jumped on TikTok earlier? Yeah, of course. It was so mad. Like, big up Miniature Music and big up one of Nadia's clients. Yeah, Nadia's a mortgage broker, innit? Some goth girl. Nadia told me that, yo, this kind of like emo girl, she earns like 50 grand doing TikTok. That's how she was able to buy the property. Like, it's mad. Imagine sitting in a house thinking, yo, the reason why I was able to afford this house is because of this app right here. So one day I was at obviously my other house, and I think, yeah, Nadia was away. I think she might have been seeing her sister or something like that. And I don't know, something just said to me, why don't you just try out TikTok? Just try it out, see what I go on. I was like, yeah, fuck it. Just cut up a couple videos. Yeah, I think the first video that I ever released was something to do with how to get out of a gang. And I think, or maybe it was something to do with, like, I think I mentioned my friend Benga or something like that. So I thought, yeah, you know, let me just try the TikTok thing. Miniature Music, big him up. He inspired me to do TikTok as well, because I see him doing a couple videos and that. But obviously, I never had the app. So with TikTok, I never used TikTok and then started uploading. I downloaded it and just started uploading. I never used it. Yeah. So yeah, just started uploading a couple videos and that, and I'm like, bruh, man uploaded this video an hour ago and it's on 700 views. Yo, on YouTube, I would have to wait a year to get 700 views on a video. So yeah, uploaded a few videos and that. Then I remember there was a point where I just uploaded like 4 videos and they were at 0 views. They weren't moving. So I must have messaged my Miniature Music on Instagram, like, yo, what's going on with this thing? Boom, boom, boom. He said, all right, delete those videos, leave it for a while. Maybe don't upload until tomorrow or something like that. And just upload, you know, at certain, like, in moderation. Don't be going crazy in that. Uploading like 5 videos in an hour and shit like that. So yeah, that's what I did. And then, yeah, uploaded one video that almost got me banned, or at least they tried to take the video down. The stupid mum calls his son's murder. And I was talking about a situation where the mum found some hard food that the youth was selling for some youths in his area. The mum thought she was doing the right thing, dashed the food down the toilet, flushed it down the toilet, threw it in a bin. The youths obviously found out that obviously the youth hasn't got their grub no more. Cut the long story short, they ended up shooting him because he owed them some money and that. Made the video. So I uploaded that video. So that video was shot on YouTube. I just uploaded it on TikTok, probably like a year after it was shot on YouTube. A bunch of people come underneath the video, oh, you better take this video down, or this is going to happen. Bro, nothing's going to fucking happen. Even the mum try to talk some madness, like, oh, you best take this video down unless you want to end up in, like, that's what you're saying, you know, like some similar situation. And I'm like, really? Okay, cool. They must not know what level man is at if they think that I'm going to be threatened by someone on TikTok. Crazy people in that. So yeah, it was, you know, getting a little bit of traction. I mean, like within like 3 weeks or something, I got to like 1,000 followers on TikTok. It took me like 5 years to get to 1,000 followers or 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So what happened was, I remember, like, they tried to get that video banned. The stupid mom calls his son's murder. They tried to get that video banned. So I went to the kebab shop on the border of where Croydon Road meets Hertford Road in Edmonton. And I thought, you know what? I'm not letting these people ban me from TikTok. So what I did was I created a JY's TV 2.0, Exhibit A. Yeah. And yeah, I just started uploading. And then I got a little bit of traction because I uploaded a video where I was sitting outside the chicken and chip shop in Wood Green. And obviously, I made this video before TikTok. And I remember it started off by me saying, them people there, they're so dumb. They would rather spend £500 a month on leasing a Mercedes when they could buy a property that might bring them back a return of £500 or £400 a month. And I'm saying that, like, yo, they're spending £500 a month on leasing a Mercedes. After 4 years, like that's like 24 grand or whatever the maths was. I can't remember what it was or whatever, innit? Yeah. They could use that money to go and buy a property. Stupid. People are dumb, man. Big up Ali A for the 79p. Come on. Every little helps. Big up man like Dosa David. Respect, brother. Do you know what? Yeah, so I was doing a mentoring session yesterday. It was actually my first female, bigger up, young girl, 19. She wanted some mentoring and that. And I was saying to her, listen, like, why don't you jump on social media? And she's like, I don't really feel like I got like the confidence or whatever. Plus, she doesn't feel like she's like she's doing well. She's doing very well for herself, but she doesn't feel like she's at a level to be making content for people to aspire to be like her. And I was like, do you know what? Sometimes people should do as content creators. Start making content whilst they're on their journey. Because some people want to follow your team. And I actually mentioned Dosa David. Big him up. I said to her, I've got a subscriber, a loyal subscriber that's been riding with, man. No homo, yeah. From day one, basically. From when I was doing the live streams in the kitchen of my old house during lockdown. I remember seeing Dosa David from like the second live stream, maybe even the first. And I'm saying that someone like Dosa David has watched me grow, has seen the journey. He could tell you he remembers property 2, property 3, property 4, property 5, property 6. So people, you get me, they want to be on, yeah, they don't mind observing your journey and that. Yeah. I'm sure most people would have rather been watching Jeff Bezos and listening to Jeff Bezos whilst he was building up his business, Amazon, rather than at the end. Because when a man is in it, he can tell you what he's currently doing wrong, what he's currently doing, rather than at the end. So sometimes it's best to just follow creators that are actually on the path, they're actually doing it. So that's what I was explaining to her. Opinion on having kids. Yeah, man for have kids. What are you saying, Jay? No kids. Nah, not yet. I don't think having youths right now is even a good idea right now. Mental health crisis and whatnot. Well, yeah, you should not be having no kids if you have some sort of mental health issues. Do not have no damn children if you're going through a fucking depression. I do not want my children around no one who is not feeling A1. Eh? I don't want my child around no one who is depressed. I don't want my child around no one that has a victim mentality. That's why there's a lot of people that look like me. I don't want my child around them. I don't want my child being infected by someone that has a victim mentality. Someone messaged me on TikTok today or yesterday saying, oh yeah, I'm a black-owned business. What do you mean you're a black-owned business? You see, when I see that, I know slightly, a little bit, you have a victim mentality. What do you mean you're a black-owned business? How many times do you hear me saying, I'm a black man that's got 6 properties and that? And if I say it, I'm just saying it to motivate you lot, so you lot know, yo, you can do it, you know, even if you're black and that. But for me, it doesn't matter about the color of my skin. Someone that says, oh, I'm a black-owned business and that, basically what you're saying is, because I'm black, I'm at a disadvantage. That's what you believe. Because I've never heard of someone saying, I'm a Turkish-owned business. I'm a Polish-owned business. I'm an Iraqi-owned business. I'm an Azerbaijan-owned business. I'm a Japanese-owned business. No. Only people that look like me claim that they're a such and such business. So I know you got slightly a victim mentality. I don't want anyone around my child that's got a victim mentality. Do I believe my life would be easier if I look like this? Hell no. Absolutely not. If I look like this, I would be in the same position. Do you know why? Because I meet every single day, I meet people who are failing, monumentally failing in these council houses and that. So why would I be any different if I look like this? No way. No way. People want to talk about, oh, you know, being black puts you at a disadvantage. No, it fucking don't. My neighbors had to call the police on me, not last Friday, but the Friday before. There was about 8 people that came out on this cul-de-sac to make complaints about me. The police turned up. and they let me go. Imagine having 8 people showing them footage from that day and footage from last year, and then pictures of some things that happened, yeah. Not gonna say anything, yeah. And the police, they still was slightly on my side. Imagine that. I'm the only black person on this cul-de-sac, yeah. They let me go, yeah. Public enemy number 1. 8 people came out to make complaints about me, let me go. And I'm black. And I have a big Jamaican flag outside just to take the piss at the neighbors. Don't believe me? Arc Striker. He's come on my road 2 times. He's seen that flag outside. Yeah? I'm not playing around. Yeah. I say JY's a neighbor, menace to the neighborhood. It's not even that. It's you will behave yourself if you live next to me. Everyone must be on their best behavior. And if you're not, we're gonna have a fucking problem. I'm not going to sit in tolerance. No, I'm not tolerating nothing. We're gonna have a fucking problem. I told the kids to put the ball away. They ignored me. So I went to their parents' house and I started trouble. Yeah, you're not gonna ignore me. No. I will not be ignored. No, you can ignore me, but then I'm gonna make up some noise. So it's best to just, yeah, lay down in it, yeah. Get down or lay down, yeah. If you ignore me, if I make a reasonable request, put the ball away. If you don't put the ball away, well, I'm gonna go to your parents' house and they're going to feel the brunt of you ignoring me. Your parents need to train you. When that guy says something, you best listen to him, or there's gonna be trouble. Simple as. Don't give a fuck. The kids around here, they're not allowed to play ball because I said so. You're not playing football outside, no. I had it on the other estate. Kids playing football, kicking that ball against the garage. Boom, boom. I had to go to the parents' house 3 times. They called the police on me as well. Yep, that's what you gotta do. What you gotta do, mate. I'm not a bully, but if I've got a problem, I'm gonna speak up about it. Simple as. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Someone said which striker? No. This is some youth from Northampton. Just I don't know. I bumped into him literally. I remember I got out of my I came out of my house. I got in my car. I saw as I came out of my house, I saw one tall youth on my road. I just looked at him and just looked away. Got in my car. He done a 3-point turn to leave my cul-de-sac. And as I'm sitting in my car, I'm waiting for him to leave. And I see him slowing down. So I clocked like, he wants to speak to me because he was driving too slow. So I looked at him. So like he made a gesture like wind down your window. But I had to open up my door because the window don't work on my car, innit? So he was like, not trying to pull up on you, yeah, but like I watch your videos. And I'm like, respect. And then I saw him the other day again on my road. So yeah. But if you ask him, you'd be like, yeah, he's got the flag outside. I've got a big, massive Jamaican flag outside. I put it there. Obviously, man's a proud Jamaican and that. But I thought, you know what? Let me just hang up this flag just to piss them off. I know the day I put out that flag, I know they were having discussion. You seen him? Like, he's put out that flag outside. Like, I don't know. Maybe they might think I'm a racist or something like that because, you know, God forbid you're just proud of your heritage and that makes you a racist, isn't it? It's so mad. In England, yeah, you can't put up an English flag or else people will think that you're a racist. Imagine your own country, you can't put up an English flag. Yeah, or else people will think you're a racist. That's fucking madness. I've heard people say like, I see like, So basically, like, there's this part of Enfield near Turkey Street. They got bare English flags. Well, sorry, years ago, I don't know now, but near Turkey Street, they had bare English flags. And I remember someone said like, they got bare English flags down there. It's racist down there. I think, you know, this is England. What, they're not allowed to have their own flag in their country? The fuck, blood? Man, you can't even fly your own flag in your country. I'm sure even Andrew Tate was saying in Romania. You can't drive for literally 1 minute without seeing a Romanian flag. Yeah, you're in Romania. What, you can't have a Romanian flag in Romania? This guy's always spelling my name wrong. I said, so the YGs can't have fun. Listen, I'm not sitting in my house listening to balls bounce. It's annoying, man. They can go and play in their fucking garden. They can go and play. There's like a little park around the corner. Go over there. You can go over there, man. Move from my house. I don't mind them running around screaming and laughing. They're allowed to talk. Yeah, they're allowed to talk and breathe air. Other than that, they gotta be quiet, man. Nah, joking. I don't mind them running around and screaming and that. That's a little bit annoying, but that's right. But I'm not listening to no bouncing balls. It fucking pisses me off. I remember on the oldest day I lived on, there was this guy bouncing a basketball at midnight. Yo, I had to guard it. Yo, stop fucking bouncing that ball, blood. I've had to go out plenty of times on that other estate because guys will pull up because there's a big, massive, this bare parking. Random guys will pull up in their car and they're playing music. They got the music down low, but I can still hear the music. I can still hear the bass. And I'll look out the window and I can see at least 3 guys in this car. And I'll go out there and tell them to turn the music down. And they might respond in the wrong way. I'm not backing down. So now it could be a situation. Yeah, someone said people are baffed over citizens of a country being patriotic. Yeah, you can't even be a patriot in your own country nowadays. You're a racist. I've been to tenants' houses before. They got the England flag up. I don't think they're racist. Now, obviously, I kind of understand why people would think that because obviously English people are not known for being the most welcoming people on planet Earth and that, innit? Yeah, so I can understand why maybe some people will think that, oh, you know, this person's got an English flag. That means basically anti anyone that's not here, innit? And not from here and that, innit? But yeah, yeah, man, they don't make you a racist for having up an English flag or a British flag. Someone said bills went up today with the sad face emoji. I mean, if you don't put the work in, then, you know, gas and electric or whatever going up by 0.1% is going to affect you. For me, it don't affect me. Someone asks, how tall are you? 5'9.5" if I stand up straight, probably about 75 kg. I used to fight minus 68 kg when I was younger, but you know, as you get older, you get more filled out and heavy and that. So yeah, 5'9.5", about 75 to 80 kg, just depends. If Nadia's about 80 kg, if Nadia's not about 75 kg, I'll be living on fucking noodles and tins of mackerel. I can't bother to cook. I say, what if there's 2 Nadias around? I don't know then. We'll have to try it out and see. But it's funny you say that. What if there was 2 Nadias? Me, I could afford to have 2 women. Yeah? Like literally, like if we actually got serious, like, yo, imagine, yeah, like if I had to look after 2 women. Imagine that I was like the sole provider. They do not work. I could look after them easily. There'll always be food on the table, gas, water, electric, even pay for their nails once every 2 weeks, each of them. Easily. I'm a fucking high earner, man. I got money. Nah, they ain't gonna be driving on fucking BMW each. Don't get it twisted. They ain't gonna be leasing no Mercedes or financing a Mercedes each and going on holiday 3 times a year. Hell fucking no. But they would literally be able to live and have no worries. They wouldn't have to think about nothing. I could literally even pay for their phone bill as well. This is the power of getting your shit together right now. Now, would I do? I ain't looking after no fucking woman. But yeah. Imagine if Jay Wise had a twin, but his twin was broke. It's funny that you say that, you know. There's two versions of everyone. There's the successful version, and then there's the highly unsuccessful version. To be fair, there probably is a more successful version of me, you know, but I'm at least the successful version. Most people are the broke twin. You understand what I'm saying? Most people are actually the unsuccessful version of who they truly are supposed to be. Like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of people, if they looked in the mirror and they thought to themselves, if I died and came back to life, would I want to live this reality again? No. And when I say live this reality again, I don't mean the alternative reality is Lamborghini, Bentley, yacht, 10 out of 10s in a mansion. Not that, but just ultra comfortable in that. Most people are not living the reality they want to live. Most people hate getting up in the morning. Look, you just see someone on the TikTok live chat. Bills have gone up today. Keep your fucking chin up, man. You're alive, blood, motherfucker. What are we gonna do about it? Get to work. Don't you think it's lazy just investing in property when you can build something and wait? Nah, it's not lazy. Obviously, property is very easy in that, and it don't really require that much. I mean, they don't really require much brain power. Just work and save your money and invest property in that. Obviously, if you're renovating properties and that's a different ballgame. But I don't really think it's lazy, man. But what I do want to get into is building flats, not houses, flats. Me personally, this is obviously it's going to be a very unpopular opinion. I don't care. I think all council people should be in flats. I don't think council people should live in houses. I think the way it's supposed to be, if you cannot afford a house, then you live in a flat. Houses are a waste of space. Yeah, they are an inefficient, should I say, use of space. They are a waste of space. So imagine putting someone in a council house when they could be in a council flat, taking up less space. You know, when you've got a plot of land, you can only build so many houses. There's no such thing as houses being on top of houses, whereas flats can be on top of flats. There will be a lot more houses available, or sorry, there will be a lot more homes available if the councils just built flats for council people. And then, you know, if you're fortunate, well, if you work hard enough, then you get the luxury of having, you know, an upstairs and a downstairs and a back garden and a garage and a side entrance. And yeah, council people should be in flats. It's much cheaper to build flats and it's more efficient to build flats than build houses. There's this place in Northampton. It used to be called Berkeley House. Yeah, like I ain't been around here that long, but yeah, it used to be called Berkeley House. It was called the Jungle. They had like prostitutes running around and bare drugs and shit like that. And they knocked down the building because it was so bad, apparently. And now they've built houses there. And I just thought to myself, this is such a waste of space. You are building houses when you could build some multi-story flats. Let's say they built 30 houses on this plot of land. Yo, they could have 100 flats on this plot of land. Yeah? So that means that there's 70 more homes available. 30 houses versus 100, even 2-bed flats. Waste of space. Waste of space. Someone said, Jay Wise, didn't you grow up in a council house? Yeah. But just because I grew up in a council house, that doesn't mean that, you know, I should have sympathy for people that live in a council house. No. I grew up in a council house because, unfortunately, you know, respect to my mum, she didn't put the work in. And this is the mentality you need to have. You have to be stop being so sympathetic and non-judgmental to your friends and family members and your parents and that. You need to be able to look at them and realize you failed. You didn't do your best. I still have love for you. I still respect you and that. But on a successful level, you didn't do your best. Don't make any allowances for people when you judge people. Me, I don't make no allowances for nobody. If you didn't do your best, you didn't do your best. If you're a failure, you're a failure. See, it doesn't discount their character. It doesn't make them a bad person. But you're not rich. I'm not going to judge you differently because you're my cousin or my mom or my dad or my brother. No. You're not rich. You're unsuccessful. You didn't put the work in. I don't care what the reason is. Unless someone has some mental condition, not depression or whatever, but like, yo, there's something wrong with their brain. That's the only time is an excuse. I don't care what happened to you when you were 7. I don't care what happened to you when you was 15. Get over it. There's people right now in their 50s still pining over some bad event that happened to them when they're 10, when they was 10. Yo, the physical, I mean, obviously, there could be some mad physical scars. I'm not talking about that. But the physical pain of that event that happened to you when you was a child or over 30 years ago, you're not feeling that now. So it's all in your head. I know it's in your head because who remembers that scene in Men in Black where they use that device to wipe people's memory clean? If they use that device on you and you forgot that tragic event or whatever, you wouldn't have no recollection of it, so it wouldn't affect you. So I know it's in your head. You have to do what you need to do to get over it. Bury it, get over it. It's been 30 years. Why are you still pining and crying over something that happened 30 years ago? There's man who, you know, they got dumped by their wife or their missus 30 years ago, still not over their missus 30 years ago. Still not over their girlfriend 30 years ago. Crazy. So this person said, bro, man got touched at 6 by my cousin. Let's say this person's 22 or 30. You got to get over it. I don't care what someone done to you or whatever, and you got to get over it. You got to. So what? So at what point are you going to get over this? Imagine your human beings lived until 300 years old. What age are you going to get over this? 279? You got to get over it. I don't care. I don't care. The physical pain that happened to you back then, you no longer feel it. So it's all in your head. Like I said, if you had your memory wiped, that event would not affect you. So it's in your head. You got to do your best to get. No, you do not need therapy. No one can fix your mind apart from you. Those therapists, they will make you worse. Why do you think Robin Williams offed himself? Sitting in therapy for 10 years, talking about every bad thing that happened to you when you was a child. Think about it this way. Therapists are running a business. They need customers. They need repeat customers. Let me give you an example, of why you need repeat customers or else you will have no business, You cannot keep having a revolving door. If you are a personal trainer, are you going to be really making money as a personal trainer if you train someone one time and they leave and you have to get a new customer and they leave a new customer? No. Personal trainers, they need repeat customers. They need repeat offenders. They need the same people and more people coming through the door and staying for a long period of time. I even know someone that had a personal trainer and they said that their other clients complained that, I feel like this guy is holding us back. They had discussions about this personal trainer saying, I feel like this person's holding us back so that we keep training. Therapists, they're going to keep you in that rut, in that cycle, so you keep attending their sessions. Imagine a therapist that had a business where they see one client, they fix them, then they're on to the next one. No. No. Me personally, you know, I should be convincing people, yeah, you need more than one mentoring session. You need 2 or 3, or yeah, I'll put you on this program. No, I'm never gonna make money like that off the mentoring sessions and that. You know why? Because I tell them you only need 1 session. Because I'm not trying to get this revolving door of people. Now, how many times am I gonna tell you to fucking make something of yourself? So you don't need therapy. You need a slap. You need to get over it. I don't care. I don't care what happened to you. I don't care. Unless you physically see the scars in the mirror every single day, I don't care. You got to get over it. Get over it. At some point, you got to get over it. Yeah, you're saying that your therapist has a job in the day and does it for free in the evenings. Be your own therapist. In life, you got to be your own coach. Because only you is going to hold yourself accountable. Only you is going to get yourself out of bed. No, let me tell you something. Nobody needs to tell me to get up and go running every other day. Nadia has been in my life like maybe 6 years. She's never had to tell me, Jay, it's running day today. You need to go running. She's asked me, like, is it running day today? I don't know why. Yeah. She's never had to tell me to go running. Never. No one's ever had to tell me to go running. The only person that tells me to go running is me. If I don't go running, no one is going to tell me off. Yet still, I go running every other day. And I hate it. Can't stand it. So you got to be your own life coach. You ain't going to have JYs to grab you by your ankles and drag you out of bed every day. You ain't going to have me constantly kicking your ass and that. You got to kick your own ass, my friend. Right, so Lionel J said, I think therapy is the biggest waste of time. In life, I've always felt more down when I'm talking and dwelling on my issues. Yeah, it's the realest truth, man. Do you know what the best, do you know what, yeah? Do you know what they should do in therapy sessions? When people come in with their problems, they say, right, how are we going to get this money? How are we going to get that Lamborghini? How are we going to smash those 10 out of 10 chicks? That's what therapy sessions should be about. Not, so how did you feel when this person done this or said this to you or whatever? And how did you feel when this event occurred? No. How are we going to get this money? How are we going to build this business? How are we going to get these chicks? How are we going to get that mansion? How are we going to get the Lamborghini? That's what they should be talking about in therapy sessions, not dwelling on the past. You're never going to move forward dwelling on the past. You're only going to move forward when you have goals in mind. You don't need no fucking therapy, man. You need a slap. That's it. Get up and keep pushing forward, yeah? It's only human beings that suffer with all this depression and this craziness. Yeah? A lion could get violated, if you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah? Motherfucker will get up the next day and go hunting. He ain't gonna sit down and be depressed. A lion could have his girl snatched away from him. He's gonna get up and go hunting the next day. He ain't gonna be, my girlfriend left me, my lioness left me. Get up and keep it moving. Only human beings are affected severely by this fucking depression nonsense and that. Tell a child in Afghanistan that's just seen his mum get blown up. Tell a child in Congo that's just seen his mum get violated or his dad get violated about your depression or your anxiety. You don't know what depression and anxiety is, man. Only in countries like the UK and America and Canada and Australia, people have high levels of depression and that. Yo, money, man, I'm going to block you from the thing if you keep spamming the same thing. One more time. Test me. Test me. Come on, test me. I'm ready to go. Come on. Come on, boy. He said, no, I won't. What was I going to say? Right. So, obviously, earlier I started talking about one woman whose house I went to. And let's say, I don't know, I can't remember, October or something or whatever. I went there, I was just in a t-shirt. So it's quite cold outside in October. And she said, aren't you cold? And I said, nah, I'm good. Sorry, one sec. Getting stupid requests and that. So I said, no, I'm good. I'm not cold. She's like, well, I'm cold. And I'm here in the house. And I'm in a cardigan. And I'm cold. Now, over the last few years, like every now and then, like you will hear like on the news reports, it's going to be the coldest winter yet, or it's at least going to be a cold winter. And I thought about this the other day, you know, and I thought to myself, over the last few years, I haven't noticed that it was an overly cold winter. Now, obviously, there's been a couple nights here randomly where it's like I've left my iPod shuffle. Yeah, so I'm old school. I still got iPod shuffle. Where the fuck is it? I don't know. Yeah, I got iPod shuffle. I've left it in my car, and in the morning I need to go running. Now, if I've left it in my car, more than likely it's going to be in the on position. There ain't going to be no battery life, so I'd have to charge it. So I've had to go out into the car like 1 in the morning and quickly get the iPod shuffle and put it to charge. It only takes like 30 minutes, but I don't want to wait 30 minutes in the morning. And I've gone out at 1 in the morning or whatever, and it's freezing. I'm like, fuck. So anyway, yeah, I've realized like, right, it's proper cold and that. But other than that, I haven't really felt like, it's an overly cold winter. And I realized why people think it's so cold during the winter, and why people are like, it's going to be a really cold winter this coming now, like, you know, in a few months or whatever, is because people can't afford to put the heating on in their house. Like, it's not really going to be that much of a cold winter. You're not going to really feel the cold unless you're either working outside, meaning that you're exposed to the elements, or you're sitting in a freezing cold house because you can't afford to put the heat in. Unless you walk everywhere because you can't afford a car, you're not going to be exposed to the elements like that. So the reason why people say, it's going to be a really cold winter, or I remember 2 years ago that winter was freezing, because they had to play survival mode and igloo mode in their own house. I literally thought about it. Hold on a minute. Over the last 3 years, I haven't noticed that it was overly cold. If anything, it's made it worse for me, because now I can't handle the cold at all, because I'm so used to being in a warm environment. Even in my room, I've got a fan heater upstairs and downstairs. So I've got one on at the moment, and I've got one upstairs. I put the heating on to 25 degrees and I heat up the room. I sleep in 25-degree heat. Yeah. So yeah, I can't handle the heat, man. I can't handle the cold. But I don't need to, because I got my heating on. No, I'm not letting no one jump on, man. I don't want to talk to no one. No disrespect. So someone said you can't blame your mum. Was she a first? Wait, hold on. Sorry. Say, you can't blame your mum. Was she a first-generation immigrant? No, she was actually born here. She's a London kid, just like me. So yeah, my mum being born in England, she had the same opportunities. Yeah, parents that come from other countries and they weren't educated, they had no education, whatever, and that's different. But people who are born here in England, they have no excuse. They have no excuse whatsoever. Bro, can I message you? I need some advice on properties. Yeah, I mean, yeah, message me on TikTok. Big up Winston. I ain't taking no damn cold shower. I said, I think I have a thyroid problem. Well, you need to go to the doctor then. Someone said, Jay Wise, the Molar shouted you out on his live, said he wants to collab. I mean, I don't really do no collabs, man. Oh, shoot. I sent a request. Don't accept. I'm just going to remove you. I'm not interested in talking to no one. Jay Wise, thoughts on the bin strikes in Brum, been on the streets? Yeah, I heard about that. That's mad. Is it in all parts? Like, is it in the majority of parts of Birmingham, or is it just like in some ghetto parts? Let me know, because I don't know Birmingham like that. So I've only been Birmingham like 3 times in my life. So you say, yeah, the majority. Okay, that's mad. Is it because Birmingham Council's in debt or something like that? Someone said that they, in order for, like, I think someone said that some councils are tripling the council tax to make money. I'm like, bruh, how are you tripling the council tax? How the hell are you making council tax go from 120 to 360 or even 300? That's mad. Yeah, and they cut the bin worker's salary. Yo, you're a bin man, blood. Like, who the fuck? Yo, you know what? Yeah, people in this country fucking piss me off, blood. Like, yo, you got bin men thinking that they should earn 30K. Yo, some Romanian guy would do that job for 10K. I even reacted to a video called "The Romanians Are Coming." There was a Romanian guy working at a car wash doing 12 to 14 hours, yeah, in England. He came over from Romania, was doing 12 to 14 hours, yeah. You know, after a 12 to 14-hour shift, out, exposed to the elements and that, I don't care if it's summer. Who wants to be out working on the road, yeah? You know, after a 12 to 14-hour shift, he didn't get to go home, even to a house share and have a warm bed to sleep in. He had to go and sleep under a bridge, and the rats used to eat his food. Imagine that. Imagine working a 12 to 14-hour shift, yeah? And you don't get to go home to a bed with a roof over your head. You have to go and sleep under a bridge. How sad is that? Like that, hey, that even makes me sad hearing that. Yeah, I must be getting soft. Yeah? That makes me sad hearing that. That a man has to work 12 to 14 hours to get paid like £40 as well. Don't get it twisted. He ain't working 12 to 14 hours and he's walking away with like £200 a day. No, he's working 12 to 14 hours and getting paid like £40–50 a day to then have to go and sleep under a bridge and the rats are jacking him for his food. How crazy is that? And then you got bin men who are born in this country, fucked about their whole life, and then they complain that they're working a job that's not paying them the salary that they want, so they go on strike or whatever. Unbelievable. They should. You see the immigrants that they got in the hotels or whatever. Give them the job. Bro, I've just solved the problem right now. The immigrants that they got in the hotels and that, give them the jobs. They will do it for half of the half salary. Yeah. So let's say bin men are supposed to get 30 grand. Yeah. Let's say that their salary's been cut in half by 15. I guarantee you, those illegal immigrants or the immigrants, they would work for fucking 7.5 grand. They will do it. They will do it. Give the immigrants the jobs. Yeah, they will do it. Some of them will probably even do it for free because they're bored of being in a fucking hotel. Unbelievable. You're born in this country, the country that everyone wanted to go to at some point, the land of opportunity, you know, America 2.0, yeah, be America, yeah, and yet still you don't decide to make something of yourself and then complain that you know, the country's going, or there's no opportunities and that. Fucking makes me sick, man. It's so easy out here. Just get yourself a skill, education, or trade. Live and be humble for half or up to a decade. Save your money and just make investments in that. It's simple. Take some risk. Start a business, buy a property, do something. Someone's saying it's not easy. You're talking about invite you, but you're saying it's not easy. I don't want to talk to anyone that's complaining that it's not easy. Why would I want to sit and speak to someone that thinks it's not easy? When, you know, I've come from the set. Listen, some of you lot might look up to me and, oh yeah, Jay, why? Like, but when I was doing a podcast on Saturday, yeah, the guy, big him up. He said to me, oh, so like, you know, what was you doing when you was a child and that? Like, you know, like, tell me about like what you was doing when you was a child. I think some of you lot think I didn't have a childhood just like you lot. I said to him, my childhood was exactly the same as everybody else's. Yeah. I used to run home at 10 years old from school to catch the latest episode of Dragon Ball Z. I played runouts. I played a little bit of football. I went to a club. I did taekwondo. I had a very mediocre lifestyle like everybody. Yeah. I played with Beyblades. I played with yo-yos. I played video games. Like I said, I ran home from school at 10 years old to catch the latest episode of Dragon Ball Z. Very mediocre, very normal, just like everybody watching this right now. Yeah? So if I can do it, you can. And obviously, I quote unquote messed up my life by getting on the streets, going to prison, got a criminal record. It's too easy, man. Oh, so this CBC boxing said that man used to love Beyblade. Well, I know how old you are then. You're between 28 and like 35 or something like that. Yeah, man, big up the Beyblades there, man. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not interested in talking to no one. Yeah, I remember Beyblades. I remember Pokemon cards. Yeah, he's 32. Yeah, from time you know about Beyblades, I know how old you are then. I know you're between 28 and 35. Yeah, yeah, I used to play Pokemon. God, listen, that's what I'm saying. Like, man was such a normal youth. Big up my brethren from primary school, Ethan Darko Defoe. Me and him would play Pokemon, yeah, in school, in class. We would have the book, yeah, so we put the book up, pretending that we're reading, and we playing Pokemon team battles with the cable, yeah. Man didn't even have no wireless back then. We would have the fucking cable. We'd put the jacket over the cable so that if the teacher comes, they didn't see the cable and that. Yeah, man used to collect Pokemon cards, play Pokemon. Man had Nintendo 64 with Pokemon Stadium. I remember, yeah, with Pokemon Stadium with the Nintendo 64, you could get like a special remote control or like an adapter. You plug in this adapter and then you put the Pokemon yellow or Pokemon red or whatever, Pokemon blue in the back of it. And then you could use your Pokemon from your Game Boy game and play that on the Nintendo 64 Pokemon Stadium. Yo. Yeah, I was a kid just like the rest of you lot. I remember playing Time Splitters on PlayStation. I remember Super Mario. I remember Mario Kart, all of them games there. Tekken 2. Very normal child upbringing. I used to go youth club and that. I used to do sleepovers at my cousin's house and that. Everything you lot used to do, but man done that, or at least some of it. So I say, how's your sixth property? I mean, yeah, it's all right. She's sleeping. She's alone. You know, empty. Crash Bandicoot was one of the best games that ever came out. Crash Bandicoot, boy. I remember when Black Ops first came out. About a week after it came out, there was people literally lining up outside Asda, Edmonton Green, yeah, to get Black Ops. And I got it a week after it came out. So this would have been 2010. I was 17. Or it could have been 2011 when I was 17. But anyway, yeah, I was 17. It was either 2010 or 2011. I got Black Ops. And I remember getting that game. And at 10 o'clock at night, I went home. And back then, I used to have a Sony Trinitron TV, some big, massive brickbat TV. Yeah, you literally like, I mean, one man can handle it, but it's a two-man job to carry this TV. But downstairs, my mom had like a Samsung, you know, the flat screen Samsung that everyone had. Everyone had the 40-inch Samsung flat screen TV. Took my Xbox downstairs, put the Black Ops in, didn't even bother play the story mode or whatever they call it. Straight multiplayer mode. Yeah, never even done one. Probably played like one mission or whatever they call it on the single player mode, story mode, and that. Yeah, and this was like a year after I got it. Probably. I remember taking my Xbox downstairs and playing Black Ops from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. listening to the same song on repeat for 6 hours. All I know is Pain by Styles P. And after this live stream, I will listen to Styles P a few times on repeat before I go to bed. Yeah, yeah. My childhood was just like everyone else's. Yeah, I remember acquiring mopeds. Yeah, when man's 17. Yeah, acquiring mopeds. And riding it up and down on my estate. Furthermore, listen, when I was 15, I had 2 mopeds. I had one at the front and one at the back. The police tried to nick me for it as well because I was riding around on a moped with no tax, no MOT, no insurance, no provisional. Because when you're 15, you're not even old enough to have provisional. But they took me to my house and spoke to my mum and my stepdad, so they let me off. How much you spent on bikes? I mean, my motorbike now only costs like 3 grand, 200. I said Typhoon 125. No, I had an NRG 125. So I had a Piaggio NRG 125. Same thing as a Typhoon. Same engine. It's a Typhoon looks different. Raja Singh said, "Yo, give me a Wagwan, fam." Go buy some proper clothes, G. Like, why am I gonna be looking good? I mean, every now and then I'll put on my Versace robe and that. But yo, I'm just doing a live stream. I'm here to spit facts. Like, no, listen. You see the you that interviewed me on Saturday. So I've done a podcast on Saturday. He said obviously the reason why he became a tradesperson was because of me, and you know, I helped him to stay on the right path. Because you know, like when you're on a journey to become a tradesman and not doing anything, you're gonna have times where you feel like quitting and that. Yeah. Apparently, I motivated him to stay on track. And that. It's not because of the fucking t-shirt I was wearing. It's not even because of the camera quality, which is lacking. It's because of the words that I say. Yeah, what I say, how I speak, the way I deliver the message, and that's what motivating and inspiring these young people. Man don't even need to see my face. You just need to listen. There's one podcast that Andrew Tate has done, one old school one. This is before he was famous, yeah? I've listened to that podcast like 3 times. I remember when I was here doing the tiling on the floor, I listened to that podcast 3 times. I didn't know until one time I was watching it on my TV. Well, it was on Nadia's TV. I think I was doing my paperwork for my work. I didn't know because during the podcast, yeah, he kept on saying, thanks. And you would hear like him putting down a cup, like a tea mug or whatever. Every like 25 minutes to 30 minutes in that, you hear him say, yeah, thanks. And you would hear that. So anyway, I didn't realize, because I've watched it so many times, well, listened to it, should I say, so many times, I didn't realize there was one 10 out of 10 girl giving him cups of coffee every 30 minutes. because I listen to his content. I don't watch his content because I'm listening, because I'm resonating with the words that he's saying. I don't give a damn. Listen, I'll watch his podcast with no, like, it could be a blank screen. I'm just listening. Just listening, man. Anyway, I'm coming off in 10 minutes. I have my dinner. What's for dinner? Noodles and mackerel. The food that Nadia made me the other day ran out. So it was Andrew Tate. If someone's asking who, it's Andrew Tate. Man said, are you going to play GTA 6 when it comes out? Man, respect me. But why is there so much hype for GTA 6? Again, when I was a youth, man, man was playing Vice City. That was my best gaming experience. Obviously, big up San Andreas and that. And then later on, I ended up playing GTA 3. But Vice City, that was my best gaming experience. I was a kid just like all of you lot. I used to get on the bus and, you know, fight on the play fight on the bus, play fight in school. I used to get on the bus and go and sit right at the back in the corner. Oh, just the thought of sitting at the back in the corner right now just gives me chills. You know how dirty and nasty buses are? Yo, I remember when I was on the 329 bus coming from the direction of Enfield Town going to Winchmore School. And I was sitting near the back, not right at the back. And there was a guy. So I was sitting towards the back of the bus on the right-hand side. There was a guy that was on the left-hand side, further ahead, so I could see him. He pulled out something, and started pissing on the bus. How can you piss sitting down? Yo, at some point, the stream is going to stop and land on your trousers, blood. Everyone got up and bus out. This is the sort of shit like you're dealing with, you're on a bus. Yeah, I remember the bendy bus. I remember pressing the emergency open button and jumping on the back of the bus. Yeah, I remember running for the bus, like a normal school kid, just like everyone else. But I'm very much a commoner, just like all you people. So the point of it is, if I can make it, so can you. I've had hand-me-downies and that. I've played out using like my cousin's trainers and shit like that. Man, I had to buy and sell crisp and drinks in school because my mom couldn't afford to give me pocket money and that. Man was on free school meals, runouts. Yeah, man played runouts. Man was playing runouts in Edmonton Green. Yeah. Remember all of that. Playing knockdown ginger, trick-or-treating, everything. Anything you lot have done, man. I remember one time, when man was a youth, man, basically, we must have, I ain't gonna say it, we got hold of a sack of potatoes. Yeah, so a sack of potatoes, there's like 50 potatoes in there. And when it was dark, we were dashing the potatoes at cars that were driving past. Yeah, this is the sort of shit man was doing when man was a young youth. Bro. Just on foolishness. And I said, when will you stop the hustle? Never. Yeah, coming off it in a few minutes, 2 minutes. I said, need an apprentice from Edmonton. Nah. Listen, I remember, when I first moved onto my estate, we had a big, massive fight, throwing Brussels sprouts at each other. We got hold of a bag of Brussels sprouts and we was throwing it at each other. And we all got shook because there's a woman that lives on my road. I think she used to work for Enfield Council. We got scared thinking that, we're going to get evicted from our property and that, because we're like 8 years old and that, innit? Someone said, the woman that lives over there, she works for Enfield Council and that, she can get us evicted because we was throwing, listen, imagine, there's just like hundreds of Brussels sprouts all on the grass and that. Throwing Brussels sprouts at each other. Not even how the hell we got hold of a bag of Brussels sprouts. Trust me, I was telling Nadia, I remember man was a little devil. I remember ordering a pizza, yeah, and phoning and waiting for the pizza man to come, yeah. Okay, that's all I'm saying, yeah. I remember can I have two pizzas, one large super supreme deep pan and one pineapple. What do you man want? You want the pineapple? Yeah, pineapple pizza, whatever and that. Yeah, phoning the pizza man. Yeah. Yeah, allegedly, yeah, the pizza man stopped coming round. Yeah, no mashing up. No mashing up. No. It weren't that deep. But yeah, pizza. Yeah, man was a devil, blood. 17 years old, 16 years old. The man done it all, getting arrested at 16 years old. My mum was phoning around everyone, like getting hold of my how the hell my mum managed to get hold of my school friends, my classmates' numbers and that. Have you seen Jelani? Have you seen Jelani? I got arrested when I was 16, and my mum thought I went missing, like I got kidnapped or something. No, I was in a police cell. Yeah, coming off in 1 minute. Someone said, "Do you travel or just sit online capping?" Why do I need to travel? Why do I need to travel? Is it because that's what you do? See, you're trying to project your lifestyle onto me. Now, someone could say, "Oh, Jay, you're trying to project your lifestyle onto everyone else, but I'm living my best life." You're not living your best life. Like I said, a lot of people, if they was to get off and get switched back on, they wouldn't want to live this reality. So the reason why I'm projecting my lifestyle onto you, because I don't care. Some people will chat shit, say, "Oh, well, how can you have £1 million property portfolio, but then if you sold all your properties, you'd only have 200 grand in that? Yeah, oh, you're capping or whatever in it." Blood, you would still love to have my property portfolio in it. Yeah? Don't lie to yourself. There's no one alive here that wouldn't rather have 6 properties sitting on a £1 million property portfolio than have nothing living in the council house. That don't even make no sense. So I'm projecting my lifestyle onto you lot because you lot would rather be in my position than talking about, "Oh, the bills have gone up." Did I know that? Do I care? No and no. Someone said, "Bro, be honest." Be honest about what? Someone said, "Why don't you grab a cheeky little Merc or Audi for 8 grand?" Right. So, bro, so he said, "Bro, be honest. If you could change your portfolio, would you rather two in the ends?" Nah. I'd rather still have 6 properties than 2 properties. Yeah. Because now a man gets to play the real life Monopoly. Someone said, "You're in debt." That's the truth. Yeah. I'm in good debt. And I wouldn't change it. If anything, I'm in like 800 grand worth of debt right now. I'd rather be in 1.8 mil worth of debt. Yeah, because that means I've got more properties. Yeah, I'd rather be in more debt. I'm in 800 grand worth of debt right now. I'd rather be in 1.8 mil worth of debt any day. 2 mil worth of debt any day, because that means I've got more properties. What business would you invest in though? Building flats, building property. Would you leave the UK? Nope. Why would I want to leave a good situation? Now, obviously, I thought about like, landlords don't have much right. Maybe I should buy some properties in like Luxembourg or something. But like, now I'm in a good position, good situation. I don't need to leave. You gotta wait 25 years to see the profit. Well, not really, because you can refinance property and pull out money. So there, you can, my original house, the first house, I pulled out 28 grand. I could have pulled out 40 grand, but I pulled out 28 grand and I bought this house with that money. Man said, would you do ZZ Mills? Bro, don't ask me mad questions. Man. How much you get in rental profit? Not that much, but you know, the property thing is a slow game. You ain't gonna be profiting no mad money in that. If you want mad income and mad profit, you need to start a business. Where's the missus? I don't even know. She's doing some work thing at the moment. So. If you were in your final year, what would you do? Well, if you were in college, final year, what would you do? I mean, obviously, I'd just do electrical, wouldn't it? That's what I did. Obviously, this person might be unfamiliar with my content. So. Why don't you start a business then? Yeah, I don't know what business to start though. Obviously, the property thing and that, but yeah, there is something that I do need to look into and that. Yeah, coming off in 60 seconds, so. What's the vending machine saying? That got packed up a long time ago, man. You ever thought about rent to rent? Nah. Obviously, thought about it. I wouldn't do that. Don't you get bored of writing the same thing over and over again? Right. Right, you lot, I'm done now. Oh, copy and paste. I mean, you can't copy and paste your way to success, my friend. What's your fault on Usain Bolt? You mean, what's your thoughts on Usain Bolt? I don't know why. What's happening with Usain Bolt? As someone came out and made an allegation against him. Oh. Right, I'm signing off. I'll see you lot next week, yeah? Yeah, no blacks. No, wait, what was it? No, was it no Irish, no blacks, no dogs? Yeah. I think no Jews as well, something like that. All right, YouTube man, them. I'm out. I'll see you lot next time, yeah?